Hi, I'm Michael Kenyon and I'm the Theatre Programme Organiser for Vocalise. Thanks for watching this video called Meet the Audience. We have 3 regular attendees of Audio Described Theatre who will give their names at the beginning of the video and then talk a little bit about themselves. Now, as it's all really simply shot, we haven't added in audio description because the focus really is on getting to hear the points of view of people who use audio description.
My name's Toby Davey. I'm registered blind and this is my guide dog, Kerry.
Hi, my name is Kieran and I enjoy many challenges in life.
My name is John. I'm a lass in my mid-70s now.
I studied photography at degree level, came to London to try and make my career as a freelance photographer, and then joined the BBC and worked on radio programmes for about 8 years before joining Vocalise as Deputy Director.
I work several jobs. One of my jobs is I help disabled people with their care packages. I also support organisations to be more accessible for visually impaired people. I do website testing and actually I guess any other kind of jobs that people ask me to do that are to do with access.
Various different roles had sort of developed out of each other. So I got a bit of academe, I got a bit of broadcasting, and I got quite a lot of education. So I became a consultant and trainer in using media for distance education, and the organisation I worked for was working mainly in developing countries. So I spent, for the next 20 years, I spent half the year, or nearly half the year, working in either Africa or Asia on sort of various sort of short or long-term contracts, but being based mainly in the UK. And about 15 years ago, as my sight was finally disappearing, I retired and found retirement to be an occupation that suits me extraordinarily well.
I was born premature, put into an incubator, and either given too much or too little oxygen, which damaged the rods and cones on my retina at the back of the eye, and also damaged the shape of my eye, which sort of caused severe sight loss. But I consider myself incredibly lucky because I've always had bad eyesight. It's got worse later on in life, which is now with my second guide dog Kerry, but I've been able to pick up what I've needed along the way of my life journey.
My eye condition is called micro-ophthalmologic, which would make absolutely no sense to you. So what I would say is it's called shrunken eye syndrome, which consequently means that my eyes are slightly smaller than the average eye should be, whatever that means in terms of average. I'm not very tall, you probably can't tell that because you only got half a shot of me, but it kind of means that I can actually get away with it. But it does mean that I actually don't see as much as, very little in fact. I used to be able to see till I was about 11 and a half, and then I woke up one morning and my eyesight went totally. So now all I can see is a little bit of light and dark perception.
Actually, the eye condition that I've got is something called retinitis pigmentosa, normally mercifully shortened to RP. This is an inherited genetic disease of the retina, which I inherited from my parents. I suspect there's an awful lot of inbreeding on Anglesey, which ups the probability of getting it. And I've been very lucky, in fact, because it's a progressive condition. When I was a child, I had night blindness. I couldn't see very well in low light, and hardly at all, in fact. And then gradually, as an adult, I had gradually diminishing peripheral vision. So it got narrower and narrower and narrower, until I suppose by the time I got to about my 50s, it was down to probably less than 5 degrees. But I did have some useful sight until I was nearly 60. And that means that most of my life, my professional working life, I've been able to see not always a lot, and I tended to trip over coffee tables quite a lot and so on. In fact, I've done that a hell of a lot less since I've been totally blind.